Hey Taurus, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, December 18th to Monday, December 25th, 2017. Now, what's going on this week, Taurus, is a big new moon, which actually happened on Sunday. So the day before this week is for this horoscope, but I want to talk about that first because it's a very, very important new moon. And that new moon for you, Taurus, is going to be right here, the very last degrees of Sagittarius in your 8th house of changes. Intimacy, endings and beginnings on a really, really like deep, intimate part of your chart. So I think what the new moon was doing was bringing in major new beginnings in your life, about some big changes that it is that you're making to rearrange your life, to do something that it is that you want and need to do. These changes with the 8th house could also be financial. Lots of big financial investments, money going out of your pocket here in order to make some changes in your life manifest in order so that you can move forward. And I think that's what's happening for you this week, is you're trying to really begin to step into some of these changes in your life and to fast track them a little bit. I don't think that these changes are like something that you came up with overnight. I don't think it was like all of a sudden you woke up last night and were like, oh, now I should change my life around completely. I mean, first of all, like, would a Taurus do that? No, probably not. And second of all, because we've had Saturn here for the past 2.5 years, and Saturn also within like 3 degrees of this new moon as well, making these new changes that you're making and these changes that you're stepping into, something that you've been thinking about for quite some time in like a really, really big way. You've been wanting to change your life and or begin some things. Maybe you haven't been wanting to do it, but your life has been changing in one way or the other coming in here. And I think with this new moon happening very close to Saturn and saying, okay, it's go time. You have to commit to making these changes in your life, to these big financial investments, and to getting really, really messy with people before it is that you can move forward. And it's all happening now so that you can start to move in that direction, okay? So that's what's going on. Now, as you're starting to make some more of these changes and to really begin to move forward on some of that stuff that's happening, I think you're still trying to go over some things from the past to make sure that you're changing your life in the right ways, that these changes are what it is that you really want, and that you're spending your money too in the best way possible. That's because at this new moon, even though we have a big push forward, we have Mercury in retrograde still going backwards this week here, saying go make these changes, go step into these new chapters in life, but make sure that you're doing it right, that everything is coming together. So there could be lots of thinking, lots of reflection, and lots of conversations with people about some major endings or beginnings that you're making to make sure that they are right for you. I think a lot of these changes that you're making have a lot to do right here where the North Node is in your 4th house of home and family, with Mercury here in a trine with the North Node going in. So as you're making some of these changes, trying to make sure you're changing your life in the right way, I think you're trying to make sure that whatever changes you're making can give you the best home life, can make you feel the most comfortable emotionally inside, can resonate with your home, with your family, can help you build a new home or a new family going on. And I think that's what's happening this week. Committing to making some changes in a really big way, but wanting to make sure these changes are best for your home life, are best for your family, are best for you emotionally, so that you can start to build on something moving forward in a big way, all right? So that's what's happening there. While that's going on, we also have Venus, your ruler, sandwiched in between Mercury and the Sun, making a lot of these conversations here about money, and a lot of these conversations here also about relationships that you're dealing with. I think there could be some uncomfortable feelings or some uncomfortable things that come up as you communicate with other people or about money, because we do have Venus here in your 8th house and a square with Chiron, which is going to be in your 11th of your goals and your dreams and of your hopes for the future. So maybe as you're trying to make some of these changes in your life with other people and with money, maybe worried that some of these changes make it really hard for you to envision your life. Maybe life is so chaotic and there's so many endings and beginnings going on that it makes it hard for you to see where your life is going, to feel comfortable going there, and to really start to step into it and to associate with the people that can help you. And I think this week You're going to have to either push through one more time this uncomfortable feeling about your goals, or try to find a way to bring it all together to make changes in your life that not only can give you the home life that you want, but also help you reach some really big goals of yours too that is starting to come into play. Excuse me. And I think if you can make some of these changes in your life and commit to changing your life and making some financial investments, even if they are uncomfortable for you, I think it's eventually going to help you here where Uranus is in your 12th house to feel more comfortable inside about what is going on with you, and to overcome some things from the past so that you can really begin to move forward in a big way. Okay, but really needing, again, to commit to making these changes and ending and beginning things and getting messy with people for things to start to fall into place. All right, now as this is happening, we kind of have Jupiter over here off to the side doing its like own little thing here in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships of the one-on-one variety, in a square with the North Node. So as you're making some changes in your life to hopefully put it in a better spot here, to be more comfortable on the inside and to create a home life that resonates with you, needing to focus a lot on relationships, on the other people in your life, and on how you interact with other people, to have them help you build a home life that you want, to have them help you create something that you need to feel more comfortable with where your life is going. Sometimes when we get a planet in the square with the nodes, we either don't want to deal with it or we forget about it. And I think this week you need to make sure that I am so sorry. I think this week you need to make sure that your relationships are in order, that you're paying attention to your relationships, that you're figuring out your relationships, so that you can then determine how you need to build your life next and what changes you need to make in your life in order to create something that is more stable for you moving forward. Okay. So that's what is going on there. Then the end of the week, I'm going to talk about now. All of this stuff is going to happen in between Monday and Wednesday. All right. Now at the end of the week, we've got, and everything I'm about to write is going to happen in between Thursday and Monday. We've got going on, and where are you? Taurus, you are right here. This is your first house, even though it says 2 there. This is your first going on. And what is happening here is that at the beginning of the week, just to recap before I move into the end of the week, we had a lot of planets right here at the last degrees of Sagittarius in your 8th house of changes. Really asking you to figure out how you want to change your life, what you need to end or begin, what kind of big financial investments you need to make in some way, and working out the details there. Well, at the end of the week, all of these planets that were in your 8th house, Saturn, the Sun, and Venus, move over to the very first degree of Capricorn, where they all come together, which doesn't happen too entirely often, bringing extra focus to that part of your life when things all of a sudden change in a really big way. And at the end of the week, the change here comes from you changing your life to you actually beginning to do something new, because Capricorn rules your 9th house of something new. So to put that in perspective, you've been thinking a lot lately, maybe about how you can end or begin your life, about rearranging your life in like a really big way to put it in a new position to create a home life. And the end of the week assumes that you have already done all of that work, assumes that you have already figured out what changes you need to make and are moving forward on the changes. Okay? And are making all of those happen. And the end of the week comes to doing something new and to really stepping into these new chapters now that you're beginning to end or begin things at a quicker pace, in a much better way, moving forward. And I think it's going to be really hard for you to do something new, to step into new chapters, to really experience some of the exciting things that can come up here within the 9th house. If you're still stuck making changes, if you're still stuck figuring out, are these changes right for me? Is this what I really want? Do I really want to spend my money on this? Do I have the money that I need to do X, Y, Z? And so I think what you want to do at the beginning of the week is you want to make sure that you are comfortable with your life, with the direction it's going in, so that at the end of the week you can take off with it and begin to do something new in a really big way that's going to help you move up in the world, increase your social standing, and put your life in a much better place. But you need to make sure you're comfortable with all the changes you're making and that they are right for you and that you're doing it so that you can feel better moving forward. Okay, Mercury as well stationing at the end of this week, really giving you that push to say, okay, go time, have to do this new thing, have to move forward on it. All right, I hope that made sense. Now your card for the day here is the Ace of Wands reversed. With this card, to me, is about, sometimes it's about lacking passion with this card that comes in, lacking the excitement in your life, not feeling super inspired, that comes in. Maybe that could be what's going on this week, but I think needing to find the excitement, needing to find the inspiration for your life so you can move forward. I mean, you're about to have a bunch of planets move into your 9th house, and Saturn too, where it likes to be, in Capricorn. So I think there may be a lot of work that you have to do this week and that you've been doing to change your life that could be really hard in some way and could be really uncomfortable, especially for like a Taurus going on here, but really needing to make the changes and to go there. And I think if you allow yourself to do that and to tie up any of the loose ends, you're going to realize how much all of this is going to pay off here, how all these changes are really going to help you to be more exciting and to do something new that it is that you have not done before, and to find the passion. So I think, honestly, I think the message of this card is like, don't give up. You're so close to really stepping into new chapters and to being exciting and to having fun. And I think if you can just finish up what you need to do, be more comfortable with where your life is going, you're in no time, you're going to be feeling much better and seeing the progress of all your work and being able to move forward in a big way. All right, so that's what I've got for you this week. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and I will talk to you later.